I'm sure you've seen different ads for CBD products for people. And with all of the really good aspects of CBD oil for people, have you ever considered maybe giving it to your horse? And recently I was given an opportunity to actually try a CBD oil product for my horses and to really try out the product and see if everything that people are claiming to be true actually is true. Hello my equestrian friends, it's me Lisa the Budget Equestrian. Welcome back to today's video. And like I said in the beginning, this video is going to be a little bit more information about CBD oil and how you can use it for your horses. Now, before I get started into the product or anything about CBD oil, if this is something that you would like to consider as an option for your horse, I would highly encourage you to discuss it with your vet. I have talked to my vet before giving the oil to my horses, and she didn't seem to think it was a bad idea. Definitely worth a try. And that's what I wanted to talk with you about today. Yes, I have CBD oil, and yes, I have given it to both of my horses, both Pleasant and Frisby, and I'm actually pretty impressed with the results that I've seen. And before I decided to try the CBD oil out, like I said, I did talk with my vet, but I also did a lot of research. And this is what I found out. Now, CBD oil is not the latest and greatest snake oil. It's not promising to cure everything that ails us as well as our horses. But instead, CBD oil is a chemical messenger for the endocannabinoid system. And you're probably going, what? What is the endocannabinoid system? I promise I'm going to get to that a little bit later in the video, but just know that there has been extensive research on the endocannabinoid system and hundreds of studies have been completed as well. I was really excited to try out this CBD oil for Pleasant because a long time ago, before I bought him, Pleasant was involved in a trailer accident. And I don't know if you've seen in the past in the videos that I've made with him, he has a real dish part of his face. And if you look closely at his face, you can also see there are a lot of scars. Well, in that trailer accident, Pleasant actually had a skull fracture, and I'm pretty sure he had a brain injury as well. So that being said, Pleasant has some issues with the left side of his body. The part of his face or his head that was injured in the trailer accident was the right side of his face. So I'm not a doctor, I'm not a neurosurgeon, neurologist, nothing like that, but it seems like everything that is on the right side of the brain is affecting the left side of the body and vice versa. So to me, it kind of makes sense that he has some neurological deficits on the left side of his body, since the right side of his head or his brain was the part that was injured in the accident. So that was why I was really excited to try out a CBD oil product for Pleasant to see if it would make any difference in his, little hiccups that he has on the left side of his body. But not only did I give it to Pleasant, but I gave it to Frisby as well. And honestly, I did not anticipate the changes that I would see in Frisby. I thought I would see greater improvement in Pleasant, and it didn't affect Pleasant in a bad way at all. But with Frisby, it was like a switch got clicked on, and it was night and day. So Frisby has heaves, and he has pretty intense respiratory issues. And I've been dealing with these respiratory issues that he has for a long time now. But I decided I'm going to give it to Pleasant, and I'm going to give the CBD oil to Frisby as well. And we'll just kind of do a test and see what happens. Well, probably about, 10 days after I started giving both of them the oil, I noticed changes in Frisby. Not only was his breathing better, but he was out running around in the pasture, and I wish I would have taken a video of it because I was like, my horse is running around the pasture. He doesn't normally do that. And if he does ever break into a trot on his own, most of the time it's preceded by a bunch of coughing. Well, he was trotting and cantering around the arena, no coughs. He didn't seem winded, he didn't seem tired, and he seemed a lot younger than his 23 years. So I was like, okay, this is pretty interesting. And on another front for Frisby, he's recently been diagnosed with having Cushing's disease. I can't remember what the other name for it is. It's got like an acronym, but Cushing's disease affects the pituitary gland. And basically his brain or the pituitary gland is not producing enough dopamine for him. So this causes all kinds of different metabolic issues, or it can, I should say. So one of the first telltale signs of Cushing's is a heavy coat, or a horse that doesn't shed out his winter coat. And this past spring and summer, I noticed that Frisby didn't shed out like he normally does. He didn't get slick, and his coat still seemed pretty heavy. He's in good shape, and actually my vet told me that he looks really good for his age, and she was really happy with his weight. But there are some changes that we're going to have to make sure that he stays healthy, and just basically work through the diagnosis by giving him a medication which will help. But horses with Cushing's disease are more susceptible to laminitis. And unfortunately, Frisby had a bout of laminitis. And I noticed this probably about a week after I had stopped using the CBD oil for him. And the lameness was on the front feet. So I actually got some more CBD oil, and a few days later, I noticed that he was actually getting better. He could walk around. He didn't seem like he was, 85 years old and couldn't walk. He seemed to be getting better. So this again is another reason why I was really happy to learn about CBD oil for horses. But if you've never heard of CBD oil, or you don't know where it comes from, CBD oil actually comes from a hemp plant. It does not come from a marijuana plant, although there are some CBD oils that are made from marijuana plants. The one that I am using just happens to be made from hemp. Now, hemp and marijuana are both cannabis plants, but hemp plants have a higher concentration of the cannabidiol. Cannabidiol, I don't even know how to say that. And they have almost no THC. So with marijuana plants, they have some CBD or cannabinoids, but they have a much higher concentration of THC. And THC is the product that gets you high or causes extreme euphoria. But thankfully, the hemp plant has less than 3% of THC. So if you are using a CBD oil, it might have a little bit of THC, but not near as much unless it was made from a marijuana plant. So going back to what I was talking about earlier, do you know what the endocannabinoid system is? I didn't know. The endocannabinoid system is actually a system that we all have in our bodies. Our horses, dogs, and cats have it too. And basically, it's maintaining a level of homeostasis throughout our bodies so that we just maintain a level of evenness. Does that make sense? So the biggest thing our bodies need is balance. Our bodies need to be in balance or homeostasis for them to be at their optimum performance level. And the endocannabinoid system is a part of this. Now, within the endocannabinoid system, there are actually two different receptors. And these are receptors that are on the cell, I think, if I remember correctly. The receptors are CB1 and CB2. CB1 receptors are located in our brain and the central nervous system. They impact areas of appetite regulation, emotions, and feelings of pain. CB2 receptors are found in the gastrointestinal tract as well as the peripheral nervous system. And they modulate immune system responses and, when activated, help to reduce inflammation throughout the body. Okay, so sorry to geek out on you for a moment, but that's basically the endocannabinoid system. So CBD oil could potentially help with health issues such as pain and inflammation, obesity and leptin resistance, metabolic syndromes or insulin resistance, immune deficiencies, and digestive deficiencies. So basically it can help with immune problems or potentially diabetes or the regulation of insulin. And the CBD oil that I've been using for my horses is made by a company called Equestrian. And the creator of Equestrian has actually made a much better video explaining the endocannabinoid system, much better than I'm doing right now. And he's got lots of really cool pictures that kind of walk you through the process of how this works and why it works. And I have left a link in the description box below in case you want to check out that video for yourself. I really think it's definitely worth your time, especially if you're considering giving CBD oil to your horse. And on their website, they actually have a pretty remarkable video of a horse who also had a skull fracture, but this horse's prognosis was not very good. And seeing this horse being on the CBD oil and the remarkable recovery she made, seriously, you should really check out this video. It's heartwarming. It's pretty awesome to see a horse getting better after an injury, but I think it just goes to show how incredible this oil really is. Now, I've been really impressed with the Equine oil. It is the maintenance version of the oil that they have, and I could not be happier of how it's affecting Frisby and how it's basically impacted his everyday life. And they give you pretty good instructions. They tell you to administer the oil either right along the gum line, or you can put it into their feed. Well, this oil is not cheap, so I really want to make sure that Frisby is getting all of the oil from the serving. So what I will typically do is put it onto a horse treat, and the softer horse treats I can actually inject the oil into, and then I give him the treat. That way I make sure he's getting all of the oil and none of it's being wasted. So Frisby gets the CBD oil in the morning and then in the evening before he has his meals. And I can tell you this has made a huge difference in Frisby, and he just seems so much happier. He is breathing easier. And I'm just really grateful that there is a product like this that's made for horses. And like I said in the beginning, if you would like to give this a try, please make sure you talk to your vet first and then do your research. And once you feel that you are really ready to see the difference that CBD oil can make for your horse, Equine is giving you a really good opportunity to try their product. If you go to their website and you place an order, if you type in the coupon code BUDGETEQ, get it? Budget Equestrian, BUDGETEQ. Then you can save $10 off your order. Now, I know CBD oil as a supplement, it is expensive, but I can also tell you from my experience, it really works. I mean, finally finding a product that does what it says it's going to do. And actually, the product didn't tell me that it was going to help Frisby with his respiratory issues, but I have tried, I don't know, I can't even tell you how many different supplements that I've tried that are supposed to help with respiratory issues in horses. Some of them have been $15 and some of them have been $75. But having a product that actually works, to me, that makes it worth it. So I'm not just wasting my money by throwing another supplement on top of what he's already getting. With the CBD oil, it takes a tiny little bit and it actually works. And I can tell you, I never thought that CBD oil or a CBD product would be anything that I would ever try for my horses. But when Equine reached out to me and asked if I wanted to try it out, I was like, okay, it can't be any worse than anything else I've tried, right? And I'm really grateful that all of the research has been done and they continue to do different studies on CBD oil and the endocannabinoid system, and they find out all of these neat things that the CBD can actually help, not only in horses, but in people too. And because this is made from a hemp plant and there's minimal THC, CBD oil is actually available in all 50 states in the United States. So that's pretty cool. And knowing that my horse is feeling better and he can get out and walk around and be a horse, to me, that's what really makes this worth it. And if you have a horse with breathing issues or, I don't know, digestive issues, metabolic issues, I really encourage you to go visit Equine's website. And I know I've said it like 5 times in this video, but please go do your research yourself. Look up CBD products and see the different studies that have been done and how this product has helped other horses. And maybe it would help your horse too. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch this video. Be sure to subscribe to my channel so you can watch all my other DIY projects, product reviews, and horse-related videos showing you how to make the most of the time that you have with your horse. Again, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.